What's going on, everyone? I'm gonna take you through today like a long form, some long form knee work. So I did a shorter version of like my third set it's probably a week ago now that I posted this, but of like my sled, my Poliquin step, my split squat, my Nordic. So I wanna take you through a longer form version. So I don't plan on editing this at all. But I want to give you guys kind of a real-time look into how I need to warm up and just what's going on specifically, again, with this left knee, because it's always a mystery as we get going. So I'm going to take you, I've not done anything. I just stepped outside. You may get some entrance from the kids. I don't know what's going to happen today. So I'm just going to take you through ground zero to the finish and see if I can kind of get 2 or 3 sets of what I'm doing here. But before I do that, I'm going to get you guys into, to show you guys the floss bands that I'm going to start with, okay? So right here, I'm taking my floss band and I'm just going to go top of the knee and bottom of the knee to just kind of get things moving. All right, get a little blood flow in there. So I'm going first below the knee, okay? I want it to be tight, but I don't want it to be excruciating either. So I've got a couple other videos up on the floss bands here. You can get these Amazon Rogue, pretty much, I mean, they're everywhere now, but I got put onto these in probably 2013 maybe, by Kelly Starrett and a coach I was working for at the time, Jason Kelski at Game Time Strength in Southern California. And what we're doing here with these floss bands is I'm tacking down the tissue, all right, and I'm restricting blood flow. So what I'm going to start with is just kind of back and forth with getting movement through this knee. Okay, and really, I mean, I think 30 reps is a good goal to shoot for with what we're doing here. But I think, any amount of movement's good. So I can feel some crunchiness in this knee too, which I've got an MRI, but meniscus, I mean, this has been a mystery. So I'm just trying to use my ailment for hope and help for others at this point. Just to kind of see what I can do without surgical intervention, because at this point I don't think it's surgery. That would be probably a benefit. All right, so now I'm going to my reverse step up just off the ground, and now I can feel the work and the restriction of the blood flow. All right, so I'm just going to go here for some reps now. All right, I'm trying to keep the shoulders and the hips in line. Knees are warming up, and then I'm going to try to get into a relatively deep squat. So I don't know how much range I'm going to get here, but right there, it's not super painful. It's not extremely comfortable though either. So I just want to be mindful. What you can also do is find an anchor point, and that'll kind of help you get into a position that we can kind of work through some of those ranges. But the arms out, that can help too. But all in all, this actually doesn't feel horrible. I guess the best way to describe where I was when, before I came out here, just waking up today, is it's not like I'm in pain, like I can't walk. Moving down the stairs in this step up position can be tough, but it just feels tight and like cranky. Like my knee is just like not happy. So it's not like a chronic pain. Like if I'm walking, I'm feeling fine. It's not like a patella tendon issue with tendonitis, but it's like there's some internal things going on here that I really want to just keep trying to address intelligently, not overdo it. So I think I'm pretty good right here. So now I'm just going to pull we get like a safety pull in there, and then I'm just going to bring these all the way around. And then just now the blood is going to kind of recirculate, and the blood is what's going to provide healing, right? So when you talk about like PRP injections, right, we're getting essentially, it's like platelets, I believe, that are coming in and restoring, healing and providing, regeneration and stuff to that area. So this is kind of a, this and then the reverse sled that I'm going to do here in a second is kind of a natural way of doing that, and it's obviously way less expensive and hopefully more sustainable. So I just hit that, I'm talking, like I said, 10, 20, 30 reps at each position. Knees already feeling looser now. So good jump, good start here. And then what I'm gonna get into now is I'm gonna break out these DIY tire sleds that we put together. And I'm just gonna hit it across our cul-de-sac for maybe 2 down and backs. And then I'm gonna bring it back in. And what this is gonna do is gonna, again, get more blood flow going to that knee. And then also, really work in the quads. And it's a great, healthy knee strengthener to not do too much, but also to, again, generate blood flow and get things moving there, all right? So let's get going on the sled. I'll put these back real quick. All right, so I'm gonna set this up here. All right, so y'all might lose me in some distance. I'm gonna zoom in just so y'all can see me hopefully a little better out there. But I don't wanna swing you guys around too much on the camera, so just bear with me. I'll keep talking as I'm going, but just looking for a couple sets. This is gonna take 2 to 3 minutes. And again, all we're looking for here is, I'm just stepping back. Let me tighten these shoes up real quick. I'm just gonna step back here like I'm just walking backwards. So nothing, I don't have a ton of weight on here. I got a couple plates, but I'm not going like 3 plates and trying to go a ton. So as I'm just swinging back here, my foot's going behind the knee, and I'm just really working the opposite of a forward movement here. So not only does this help to restructure and rebalance, but again, now piggybacking off of the floss bands, I'm getting more movement through the knees, but not a lot of impact. So burning up the quads pretty good. I have 0 pain in this left knee. Driving through the toes, just going at a good pace as I kind of get warm here. Good. Now I'm swinging it around. And then this is a little bit of a downhill, so pick up the pace a little. But again, my whole goal on today's training is I want to feel good. So as you guys see, as I get going here, I'm going to be really mindful about pushing through pain. And this is going to be more evident for you to see and for me to talk about as I'm getting into my reverse step up. Oh yeah, we're burning now. My split squat and my Nordic. Because as I start to get into these movements, if I try to, progress too much too soon, then I'm going to be more at risk for injury. And working through pain is a good test for that, to help you know if you're doing too much. All right, I'm going to just bring it in forward now. So this is more of a mid-range, as the reverse was. more of a short range. Whew, okay. Sweet. Bring that back out for you guys. Nice. Whoo-wee. All right, I'm gonna catch my breath. Grab a little bit of water here. So, I love that for a warm-up because it gets the lungs going, right? Cardio. And my legs feel really good right now in a short range. So if I were to drop into a squat here, yeah, see, this feels a lot better. Pretty much pain-free until I get to the bottom, which we're gonna work through today too, so. Okay. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, and this is what I did in the other video, except I only showed you guys the final set. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go Poliquin, split squat, Nordic, all right? And I'm gonna try to get like 3 sets in there and then maybe finish with like a hip flexor stretch and just see how we're feeling. Usually the first set, super cautious, really tight, and then Lord willing, we'll get loosened up, okay? I'm gonna shut this garage door a little bit here just to keep that sunshine out. Here in Portland, Oregon, I don't know how much more sunshine we got, so I'm trying to take advantage of it. Okay, so I'm gonna set you up right here, and then I'm just going to, I'm gonna put down a few blocks here. So each of these blocks is 2 inches. So I'm gonna start on the floor. Shout out to my man, Nick, AKA the Over the Hill Hooper. You know, kind of gave me a good piece of advice. Him and I are about the same age, ex-hoopers. I mean, you're never an ex-hooper, but you know what I mean. And he just always starts to step up on the floor. So make sure you guys can see my whole foot on there. Is that right? Let me back you up a little bit, or maybe put you down just a little. Let's see. There we go. So I'm starting here on this left foot because this is the one that I, you know, again, I've got more issue with. As the right one, I don't have pretty much any issue, but and all I want to do, again, similar to where I was with the floss band, I'm just keeping the shoulders and the hips in line, letting that knee come forward. So this is putting a full emphasis on the knee. If I were to come back here, I'm taking emphasis off that knee. I want emphasis and pressure on the knee. I just don't want to overdo it. Looking for about 20 reps. Let's go 5 more. 2. Last one. Good. And then I want to match it on the right. And a lot of times what I'll do, because of this left leg, is I'll just get maybe some extra sets through the left leg, you know, throughout the session. Forgive me if my numbers are wrong, because I'm kind of not paying attention to the count. There we go. Cool. So then what I'm going to do, I'm feeling good off the floor, pain-free. And pain-free, I mean no joint pain. Okay, you're going to have muscle burn. That's what we want, but you don't want any joint pain. If you're running into joint pain, you're just putting yourself at risk for, let me see if I can get you out of the sun here. Here we go. You're just putting yourself at risk for more injury. So we don't want that. Let's see, is my head in here? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now I'm at 2 inches, right? And all I'm doing is the same thing. Okay, this still feels good. 3. Sometimes you can do like a ISO at the bottom. It's kind of nice. Put a little ISO stress on that VMO, that
vastus medialis oblique, the muscle in the knee closest to the knee, or the muscle in the quad closest to the knee. And then just hit that pump, okay? Control, I'm off the heel, not the toe, because I don't want to cheat. If I go here to the toe, I can kind of jump it up, so I don't want to cheat. Right there, I can feel good burn coming here in this left leg now. No knee pain, perfect. And then same thing here. Just gonna match it on the right, all right? So, again, just being smart and conservative, which has me in this predicament not doing that, right? I've rushed it, and it's tempting to not rush, because you start to feel good enough, so you want to get out there. You know, I want to jump and try to dunk and play ball, and I gotta be smart, man, because I'm turning 40 here pretty soon. Good. Now, moment of truth. This is the left. When I go to 4 inches, this is usually where it gets a little sticky. I'm all the way in there. Yeah. This is where it usually gets a little sticky though, with 4 inches, because that range. So I gotta be mindful. I'm gonna be able to do it, but can I do it pain-free is always the question. So let's see what we got here. Shoulders, hips, and oh, wow. This is pain-free. I'm kind of shocked. 4. 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Last one. That's good. Wow, I'm kind of shocked, because when I was coming down the stairs this morning, just like I said, cranky, tight. So let's go ahead and hit this right one, which I know I'm not going to have problems with, because hasn't been through the trauma. And so just again, history on this left knee is I had my first meniscus. Well, first of all, at 11, I'm sure I've mentioned this somewhere on this channel, but at 11, I started coming down with tendonitis, jumper's knee in my left knee at 11, because I learned one-legged jumping, that I could jump higher, and I just did that everywhere, trying to touch banisters in the house, door frames, lowered rims outside. So it served me, because it taught me how to jump. But jump balance, being able to jump off of all 4 plants, left foot, left, right, left, wasn't even a thought. So, there we go. Let me do a couple more here. So, what I did was I just wore this left leg out. Tore my meniscus, kind of leg came back in a rec game. Messed around, went up for a layup in an intramural game. Someone pulled me back, and my knee went like this and back, tore my ACL. And then since then, I took a knee to the side here, meniscus, articular cartilage. I wasn't training my legs, trying to hoop, and it just wear, So just had issues with the left one, right one. I don't think I've ever had an issue with that right leg, so just trying to get it back. Now I'm gonna see what 6 inches feels like here. I don't suspect I will be able to do this pain-free, but I'm gonna try. Then I'll give you guys an honest assessment. At one point I could do 8 inches pretty well before I kind of rushed back out onto the hoop court. So let's see what happens here. So put that, I want to make sure my foot's right to the edge. And then I'm just coming down here. Yeah, like barely pain. So I'm not gonna go to 6 inches. I'm gonna stay pretty good though. I'm happy with that. You know, before, that's kind of how I would feel off of 4 inches. So the other thing too is I want you guys to know this, like, this isn't linear, right? When you train, it's not always going to be linear. There's gonna be times when you're gonna have a week of progress and you're gonna feel great and you're like, I'm off to the races, I'm going, right? But what happens is then, you know, depending on other training or just your body's reaction, the next week where you may have been at like a 4-inch step up or in a really good spot pain-free, the next week you may have to regress to a 2-inch and potentially be in a worse spot. But it's not linear. So just, you know, have hope that like you're still progressing, and just meet your body, where it's at, right? Don't try to push and have a number in your head. Okay, today, here's my goal for this. I think goals are fine, but when you start pressing through pain in order to meet a goal, now we're gonna have an issue, right? So just keep that in mind. We wanna play the long game. We wanna do this long term. Like I said, I'm approaching 40 here pretty soon. I'd like to be out on a hoop court again, you know, even at 50, right? I wanna do this intelligently, okay? And it's hard because you wanna rush the process. You feel like, oh, if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna be able to do it. I'm never gonna be 20 again, right? The decisions I made at 20 aren't going to be, I can't get those back, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, now I'm gonna go here to, let me set you up this way. Now I'm gonna go here to the split squat, all right? So with the split squat, what I'm trying to make sure I do is I'm gonna start with this left leg forward, and I'm gonna stay, you can put a wedge down, I'm gonna stay off the wedge today. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up on my toe, and I'm just gonna come forward until it starts to feel, so right about here is where I'm gonna start running into pain. So I'm gonna come out and I'm just gonna pump today, right? I'm not gonna go all the way up and relax. I just wanna come here, back up. I'm gonna do like 5 reps. 3. I'm gonna do 1 more actually. And then I can use this if I need it. Boom, so I'm getting a good stretch in that back hip, really working that knee. Now I'm gonna switch, and you guys will see the range here on this right leg, right? I can just drop in here, open up this back hip flexor. Much easier on the right side. Still tight though in the hip flexor over here, dealing with a sportsman's hernia. Good. And back up, all right. So again, this actually feels really good in comparison to maybe where I was even 2 weeks ago. So I've been trying to get a little more like hip and low back and, you know, groin work. So just trying to be smart. All right, let's go here to the Nordi. I think this is gonna be a decent spot for you guys to see me. Actually, let me go here. I think I like this one a little bit better. All right, let's see if I can get you backed up enough. I'm gonna come down like this. So my feet will be locked in here, my head will be down there. Okay, cool. Let me bring you right there, I think should be pretty good. All right, so now we're going Nordi. So again, we just worked on knee extension, right? With the goal of the quad is to extend at the knee, okay? Reverse sled, extension every time you step back. Poliquin step up, extension every time you step up. Split squat, extension every time you come out, right? But they're all different ranges. So the sled and the extension are short range, right? We're getting short range at the top. But when you go into the knee extension, or I'm sorry, the split squat, now you're looking at long range because we're getting deeper, okay? So we're working that joint a little more. That's why we gotta be smart as we're getting in and out of these ranges. And now we're gonna go knee flexion, okay? So when you look at a sprinter, boom, they're flexing that at that knee, right? So you've got your upper calf, your gastroc, and your hamstring right here meeting at the knee. And so now we're gonna work that just looking for the way down, all right? So as I start to come down here, I'm gonna get a pull on these hammies, and I can already feel It's a little tight in that left knee. Less tight than it probably normally is at this point, which I'm thankful for. But I'm not really gonna try to fight and hold and even come up until maybe set 2. Good, that's 3. That's 4. We're gonna go one more. 5. Okay, so that actually felt pretty good in comparison. All right, so let's roll. I'm gonna take y'all on another trip across the gym. And guess where we're going? Back here to your Poliquin. All right, this is gonna be a little longer video, y'all, so if you're still here, I appreciate it. If you're not hearing me say this, so I don't need to say it, but I will. It's all good. But I just wanted a little long form here, in case you guys were looking for some good, clean Christian content. Ooh, put it on a t-shirt, bars. Okay, can you see that? Let me bring it up. No, I'm gonna have to go back to the Nordic, so I think we're good here. Let's see. You see me? Perfect. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just go 20 again. Oh yeah, feeling real good now. 3, 4, 5. Might start shaking, which is fine.